So, a bit of like rapport. Let's pretend that you don't know each other. How about maybe ask for his name, get offer your name, filing and
And we don't know each other, so this is good. Yeah, we never met.
perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm Dhinal.
I'm Noah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you today.
What year are you?
I'm a freshman.
Gotcha. I'm a senior.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your major?
I'm an economics major and communications minor. What about you?
Either I don't know really yet. Maybe
Okay.
creative writing, maybe cinema, maybe theater.
Okay.
I don't know yet for sure.
So your claim is that there's no higher power.
Yeah, my claim is there is no higher power.
Okay.
There's no intelligent designer, and there is no greater mind.
Okay. And what are some of the reasons for your conclusion?
Evidence that led me to this?
Yes.
Well, I believe that because there is no consciousness before birth, then there is no consciousness after death. Nothing I see in the universe or in this world supports God. I don't necessarily not believe because of the bad things that happen in this world, but that would be more evidence if there were a God that were all good and all powerful. I don't believe the things that happen. What happened? Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think happens after death if you said that there's no consciousness?
I believe it is like you experience nothing. It's like and just an off switch, and just
Okay.
like forever.
Okay. Then if an off switch is like there, then you said that you don't experience this after you die, right? Then what is you? How would you define you?
I just think of myself as like science. Um, like I don't feel like there's some greater meaning to my being here. I don't believe that I have a soul.
Okay.
I just think that it's just like neurons firing, whatever. And yeah, I just believe that I am. I don't know, science, biology. There's no greater meaning to that.
Okay, interesting.
I'm just self-aware. It's like dogs. I guess. Do you think everything has a soul? Do you believe in this stuff?
I think that everything has a level of consciousness.
Yeah. Do you believe in souls?
I do believe in souls, yeah.
Do you believe dogs have souls?
To some point, yeah.
Ants?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have some sort of like experience that's going on.
I do believe that they have consciousness,
Yeah.
but I just don't think consciousness is a soul.
Okay, you don't think consciousness is the soul?
No, because I don't believe there is a soul.
Okay. So what's your difference by consciousness and the soul?
I think the soul is like a spiritual idea. Like it implies that there is something greater at play, and I don't think that. I think that I'm conscious because, that's brains, that's science, and
Okay, so how do you define consciousness then?
how do I define consciousness? Um, Good question. Being awake, being aware. Um, Let me think. I don't know. I guess it's just like your point of view. That's like your lens. But yeah, I'll say it's like being awake.
Okay, being awake.
Yeah, and it's like sleep on either side of my life. It's like I slept forever and now I'm awake for this brief blip and then I'm asleep forever again.
Do you think you're gonna be awake after the long sleep?
No, do you think I'll come back? Do I believe I'll come back?
Yeah.
No. And here's another thing. Here's why I don't. Well, it's kind of getting on a tangent. But why I don't like reincarnation would be another option where like maybe the reason I don't remember anything before my life is because I was reincarnated. Maybe that. But if reincarnation existed, like think about the end of the universe, like the heat death of the universe. Like, does reincarnation just stop when, the universe can stop supporting life? You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
So that's another reason why I don't believe in anything. Like, I don't believe in reincarnation or a God or anything like that for that reason.
So you're just purely scientific and you believe all the science.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so then what do you think, how do you think everything came into this like perfect design?
Obviously, I don't know.
Okay.
But if I was making my guess, I kind of believe that this is not the first universe. I don't know how the first universe came about, or if time has existed forever in that direction as well. Um, but I think it's possible that another universe imploded on itself, and then boom, another one. Like, I think that we might have infinite universes that happen that way. Like, I don't necessarily believe that this is the first universe.
Okay.
But how the first universe started, I have no idea.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think it may have existed forever. I'm not sure how that makes sense, but in the same way that it's going to exist forever that way. You know what I mean? Like, time is going to move forward forever that way, in the way we know it. And maybe it moved forever that way too. I just don't understand how.
Going back to your point of like after death, everything stops and you go into sleep. Then, and like before you're awake, you're also sleeping. That means that during the time you're awake, there has to be a definition of like something going on or like a meaning to like what this life is. What do you think that meaning is?
I don't believe there's meaning.
You don't believe that there's a meaning?
No, and I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I don't believe there's a meaning, and I just have to force myself to be content with that. And like, there are things I get great value out of, and I don't know why even, because I don't believe there's meaning, and yet there are things that I feel satisfied doing, like there are things I want to do with my life. So that must mean I believe in some kind of meaning on some level, if I feel that way. But I don't believe that there's a meaning. I don't know.
Okay. So, what your argument is that what is happening now between the two stages of sleep is nothing.
I believe it's something. Like, I am here, I'm talking to you, but I think it means nothing. It doesn't matter. Like, especially, like, let's say this too. It doesn't matter. I mean, like, if one day the earth is gone and all humans are dead, it does not matter. You know what I mean? Everything I do does not matter, and that's okay.
Okay. That's a good point.
You're okay so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say you believe in reincarnation?
I don't believe in reincarnation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned that there's a self, like you said the word you are experiencing this. What
Yeah.
happens to you, like after you go to sleep, or you just sleep forever? I think I asked you this question, but I think I'm looking for something deeper, something more profound than your answer right now.
Well, I guess
Like, where does it?
I don't think there's much profound about it. Like, there's nothing prosaic about death. Like, I'm going to die and I'm just not going to exist anymore. My body will be here and then it'll be my skeleton and then, maybe that'll go away. My consciousness is gone. There's nothing profound to me about it. It's just like, I'm gone.
Okay. Where does it go though?
Nowhere. It's not because I don't consider conscious. You know how it's like energy can't be destroyed. I don't consider consciousness energy.
You don't consider it conscious? Okay.
I consider it just like my brain has energy in it, and my brain will die, but my brain will, I don't know, whatever happens, energy happens. I don't know, but like, I don't believe that, I don't know.
I've read in a couple places that there's evidence of people experiencing their past lives. Do you believe in that?
No.
Yeah.
That would mean I believe in reincarnation.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that. I think that that's, I'm not like, I don't know. I feel like if you believe those things, like, maybe you've convinced yourself that you believe that. Like looking at a picture and connecting memories to that, even though you don't actually have any, being like, I think I do remember that. Just because you saw like a picture of yourself as a kid, you know, like before you were really thinking, and you're like, I kind of do remember that, but you never would have remembered it without the picture. Like you wouldn't, I don't think that people would remember their past lives if they had no context for history. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you put someone in a room and lock them there forever, like they wouldn't remember their past lives because they have no context for what the past looked like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think that they've just like convinced themselves they believe that.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I think that's about it. That's how many questions I have for you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
We're done.
We finished.
Done with that one?
Yep.
How do you feel?
Good.
Pretty good.
How did you go about your line of questioning, just so I know? Did you look at the paper to do it?
No, I just like out of thought.
Very natural.
It was natural. Yeah, it flowed. Conversation flowed. I'm going to look at the paper just in case, and then maybe conversation will flow.
Yeah. So now you're gonna switch.
Yep. Do you have a claim you want
I was gonna pick that claim and then argue
You don't have to switch seats.
to? Okay.
for.
Real quick, any shifting at all with your confidence? Are you still at the same?
Yeah. I would say I'm still at same confident. But yeah.
Okay. Any reflection at all? Like,
I have more reflection because it was my claim yesterday. I wrote down on my index card.
okay.
I had more reflection in that activity because it asked for more reflection. Of like, it was challenging why I believed what I believed more. It was saying like, what percentage do you believe this to be true? How would your behavior change if it wasn't true? Where here was more just like, what do you believe? Why do you believe it? And it was more me defending my beliefs. That was me questioning my beliefs.
Okay.
So I would say that activity made me reflect more than this one.
Okay. You were there yesterday, right?
I was, yeah.
Okay, so you participated in it also?
I did, yeah.
Okay, cool.
There's two different classes, so that's why we don't know
Right,
each other.
yeah. That's why you don't know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What is a question that you would have wanted him to ask?
That's a good question. I don't know. He actually asked pretty good questions. I liked the questions he was asking. And I would say this, I was able to cover most of the ground I wanted to within the questions he asked. So even if he didn't ask a question, I was able to find a way to make it to the point of like why I believe what I believe.
Okay.
And I feel like my thoughts on the thing is more nuanced, possibly in my own head, but it's hard to verbalize it. It's hard because there is no evidence for what I believe. So it's hard to really make any clear evidence for why.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Any questions that you wish you would have asked?
No, I think I asked everything I could think of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So so now you're gonna bring forth.
Yeah, but I don't have a claim that I want to talk about right now because I don't have enough. Yeah. I don't have a claim right
And
now.
it doesn't have to be one of these. Down here you'll find this can.
Okay.
It's the can of words, and you can pull a word out of there, and that might help generate an idea that you feel strongly about that you might want to explore. And you don't have to go to the first one. If you don't like the first word, you can
Okay.
keep drawing until you find something that maybe inspires a.
Okay, money.
What is it?
It's money.
Money.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there a claim about money that you feel strongly about?
Money doesn't bring you happiness.
Okay.
So here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I didn't agree with the claim, I'm asking in the most neutral way. right? Or if I agree with the claim or didn't agree with it. I'm asking as if I have no opinion on the matter.
Best scenario is if he cannot guess where your stance is
Okay.
at the end of the conversation.
Okay.
That would be a good way to know that you were asking neutral questions.
If he asked me my stance, what should I say?
You're free to give it to him.
Okay, because like I asked him a part of his stance briefly during our interview.
Yeah.
Because the conversation went like that.
It's tough because on the one hand we want to maintain rapport, and if we like refuse to answer questions, that could damage rapport,
Yeah.
and we want to maintain it. But it's also important to not have the focus shift on to the questioner.
Yeah.
Because whenever we're, what was your name again?
Dhinal.
Dhinal.
Yeah.
When we're exploring Dhinal's claim, we're asking why he believes it and why he thinks his reasons are sufficient enough to support the confidence
Okay.
that he has in his claim. So that's where the focus needs to be on. But at the same time, you want to maintain that rapport and answer like where you stand.
Okay.
Sometimes there's a strategy where you can say, I want to answer your question and I'm not trying to dodge it. It's just that I feel like if I answer the question, it might affect your answers.
Yeah, or the integrity of our interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you might have to be creative and
Okay.
figure out a way to maintain rapport, but also keep the focus on the person that is exploring the claim.
Okay.
So hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Should we introduce ourselves again?
Sure.
Okay.
Good practice.
Okay.
My name's Dhinal.
I'm Noah.
So my claim is money doesn't bring you happiness.
Okay. Why do you believe that claim?
I believe that claim because I believe that no matter how much money that you try to get, the seeking for it is unlimited. So if saying you go to a level of income you have to like a desired income, after you get there, I'm an economics major, so there's a concept called the law of diminishing marginal utility, which tells you that when you're experiencing something, the more and more you experience it, the utility you get from it decreases as you experience it. So that's a good point. Plus, yeah, you just can't get enough, basically.
What do you want to do with your econ degree?
Well, that's beside the point. Yeah, that's besides the point.
Well, you're going into your major is specifically about making money.
Yes.
So how do you balance this claim of money doesn't buy happiness, but making money is very important to you?
Yeah.
What for you is your limit? You know what I mean? What's your goal when it comes to money?
My goal when it comes to money is have enough money to just survive, and that should be enough.
So how much is enough? Just enough to survive? I mean, what is survival to you?
Survival is no, I'd say enough money to be content. Yeah.
I know, but what is content?
Contentment is different to everybody, but for me it's just like a very simple house and a very simple food, nothing unnecessary.
So those things would make you content.
Yeah.
So money doesn't buy happiness, but you want enough money to make you content.
I feel like, yeah, so
How do you balance that?
searching for like money, the more and more you search for money is just useless. It doesn't bring you contentment. That's what I'm saying.
So
But everybody
not
needs
about- yeah.
everybody needs money. It's not that you don't need money at all to be happy. You need a certain amount of money, but past that, you don't need that.
okay. I'm gonna look at my sheet. Do you believe this claim is testable?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know, actually. I don't believe the claim is testable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what makes you believe it?
Because I know that the amount of material possessions you get can be unlimited. So, and that claim is like certain for me. It's 100%. So I can't can't argue against it.
Yeah. What could you hear that would make you change your opinion on this?
Nothing.
So you feel you know this to be a fact,
Yes.
but there's no way of testing it.
Yeah.
So it's just in your gut.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to ask about your econ major?
I don't think it relates to my claim though.
I feel it does.
Me choosing the major has nothing to do with my view
I,
on
I
money.
don't necessarily agree.
Okay, what if my views on my econ major changed after I chose it?
That's okay. But
Yeah.
can I ask my questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What career is going to make you happy?
I feel like
Or rather, if you could do anything with your life, what would it be?
if I do anything, I would be happy.
You could make yourself happy in anything.
Yeah,
Why did you choose econ?
because I was good at it at high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go back to what he was talking about to us earlier. Is there a question that you'd want me to ask you on this topic?
What do you think happiness is?
Yeah, what do you think happiness is? 'Cause I know what would make you happy,
Yeah.
but what is happiness?
Happiness is personal contentment.
Yeah, and personal contentment is
Peace with whatever you have and where you're at right now, and not wanting to be anywhere else.
yeah. Do you feel content right now?
Yeah, I can say so.
Do you like look ahead and say, I'll be more content if I can do this or have that?
No.
Is staying present important to you?
Yes.
Do you think there's any level of money that can buy any level of happiness?
I feel like a basic level of income is necessary in order to survive, depending on where you are,
Would you say in order to be happy?
in order to be happy.
So money can buy happiness in that way, to a certain extent.
To a certain extent.
There's a level to you where it stops relating to your happiness.
Yes.
What is that level?
That is subjective to everybody.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it is. It's subjective to where you live.
it's
Subjective to what field you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Subjective to your society.
yeah.
What
Where you
society
live, where you're from.
Yeah.
Yeah, your background, what you grew up with. Is money something that you're stressed about?
No.
Have you ever been stressed about money?
In the past.
Why?
Because I used to think that I needed a lot of money, but right
So,
now,
did you believe at one point that money would buy you happiness?
yes.
What changed your mind?
just being exposed to society and seeing everybody and like seeing all these millionaires like having so much material wealth, but noticing that they're just accumulating things and not really, I don't think they're necessarily content.
Can anything give you happiness? Like, why money? Why can money not give you happiness, but something else can? Like, what is so specially wrong about money that it's not going to bring you happiness?
There's nothing wrong with money. It's just that it's unnecessary to go down that field if you don't necessarily love what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you value like personal relationships for your happiness?
No.
So you could be happy if it was just you on your own.
Yeah.
So where does happiness come from for you?
From being peaceful, from being present. Being present and being peaceful for me is the same thing.
And that's completely from within you. Has nothing to do with anybody else or anything else, really, is what you're saying. Because it's not like personal relationships is going to make you happy. It's not like money is going to bring you happiness.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that's
completely.
within you.
Yeah.
Is that mindset?
I guess you could call that, yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay. Good interview.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, I thought your answers were great. Okay. Could you tell my beliefs?
Could I tell your beliefs?
Yeah.
Do you think money can bring you happiness?
What do you think I think?
I think that you need, maybe you haven't explored it to yourself yet, that it can't bring you happiness. So maybe you need to explore it more.
No, actually, I believe that it cannot bring you happiness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe that it
Okay.
cannot. Yeah, I do agree that a certain level of base income is important for survival. And survival, you know, if I'm living on the street, then yes, I will not be happy. But yeah, I think that there is a level where it's just like no more is going to make you happy. Yeah, we're done with our interview. We're talking now kind of about the topic.
All right. You want to share how it went?
How it went?
I said that you need a certain level of income in order to survive, but like apart from that, you don't need money to be happy.
Okay. So, what are some of the questions you asked?
We're talking about like what is happiness? What to him? What would make him happy? Is there any level of money that can bring you happiness? And if like a base income will make you happy, then can't money buy happiness in that way? And you know, I guess stuff adjacent to that.
So, was there any reflection that you had based on the questions? Did you think about it differently at all?
I didn't think about it differently. I just thought about it deeper and gained a more nuanced understanding for myself.
Okay.
I agree with that. I do feel like you arrived at something deeper than you started at.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like like you were clarifying terms, getting definitions, right? What is happiness?
Yeah, and then figuring out what that meant for him.
Right.
Like what is happiness for you? And yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Um, what did you figure out, like, where you draw the line? Like what amount is the appropriate amount?
We said that it was subjective, and it also depends on where you live and who you associate with.
There's a lot of factors we talked about that for.
Yeah.
It's like your field, where you're from, where you live, what class you came from. Like if you grew up rich, then the level of money you make, it's going to be different for you what your, minimum happiness threshold is. But if you grew up poor and then if you grew up really lower class and then you're middle class, that might be happiness for you.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be for someone else who grew up in upper class. I don't know.
Yeah. I could also say that you could draw the line where your desires are.
Where desires are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the amount of desires you have, the higher it is, the higher you draw the line.
Okay. So if everybody had the same amount of money, just in this hypothetical world, would they all have the same level of happiness? It sounds like you're saying no, right?
Yeah, no.
It's like depends on a lot of other factors. Yeah.
That's a good point. If everyone had the same amount of money, I don't know. That's interesting. But yeah, what he was arriving at was that happiness comes from within. I mean, talking about like desires. It's about like lack of desires. It's like finding peace and contentment. That was his arrival. So it doesn't matter if everyone made the same amount of money. That's about mindset.
Did you explore like short term versus long term? So that might be something interesting to think about. Like, if I give you $1,000 right now, you might be happy. For,
Yeah.
What, a couple weeks?
Yeah, good point.
At least, but in 10 years, it may not affect.
You know what though? It wouldn't make me. Okay, this is not my interview, so I'm not sure I should be answering it. That would not make me happy though. I'm happy or I'm not happy, and you gave me $1,000 or you didn't. But it's not going to change like my genuine personal happiness if you gave me that money. If you gave
Not
me,
even in the short term.
I mean, no, that action made me happy in the same way that if you will hold a door for me, it make me happy, or if you know, I was struggling and you were someone I could talk to, that would make me happy, I guess. Like, it would. The action makes me happy, but it wouldn't change my genuine feelings of the, personal contentment. Because that's what we're talking about. I agree with him. I mean, because now the interview's over, so I can reveal. I totally feel that way too, that it does come from within. Here, you answer that question now.
Yeah, what do you think?
Could you repeat the question?
Short term versus long term. Does that make a difference?
That's why I feel like you need a recurring income in order and have like a standard level of income to make you happy.
Okay.
But there's no point looking for promotions or like trying to get this or trying to increase your level of wealth, because it doesn't bring you happiness. It just makes you unhappy, I feel like.
Okay. So it has opposites effect.
Yeah.
I should have asked that. Is there a level of money that makes you unhappy?
No, not me personally.
Yeah.
Did you explore criteria that would cause you to shift?
We did say that. Is
Yeah.
there anything that could make you change your mind? And he said no.
Okay. So you're set no matter what information you get?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Is it beneficial for people to be unswayed?
Unswayed.
Do you see any downsides for not having criteria that would cause you to shift?
No, I don't.
Okay. What do you think?
I don't agree with the idea that nothing could change my mind about it. I think it's too arbitrary and too like set in stone. It's like what makes money or emotion like love, like that would be one of the most important things to me. Like my relationships is the number one thing that brings me the most happiness in my life. But the fact that brings me happiness, I don't know if that's completely arbitrary. Like a warm shower makes me happy. So if I said that if I detach myself from all man-made things, like money's man-made, so that cannot make me happy. But like there are things in life, like conveniences for me as a person that do bring happiness to my life. If I didn't have clothes on my body right now, I would feel less happy than I currently feel. So maybe money could make me happy. And I could be convinced. I'm open to the idea that someone could change my mind. If God came down and said the meaning of life, like you will be happiest if you make the most amount of money. I mean, I feel like I've seen that proven not true in my own life, but if that was said, how am I supposed to debate that? I could be convinced otherwise, maybe. I just don't believe that at all.
So back to the question about um, holding beliefs that you cannot be swayed on or to shift on. What do you think about that? Like, do you think it's wise to hold beliefs that you cannot change your mind about?
No, no.
No, I don't think so either. But
Oh,
yeah, but if somebody came up with something that challenged my belief, then I would change my belief. But for right now, I don't think that I can
okay.
change my belief.
Currently, you can't think of anything that would cause you to change your mind.
Yeah, yeah,
But it sounds like you're open to some information
yeah,
that you don't currently know about.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
Yeah. I'm definitely always open to having my mind changed,
yeah,
but I do believe everything I believe pretty firmly. So I don't know.
yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, anything else you want to say before I stop the cameras?
No, but I enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Great interview.
yeah, it was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.